Hey, what's up guys? So, if you're a sexy, young individual, you probably love the GameCube controller. It is one of the best controllers ever created by man. This is the wireless one, by the way, the Wavebird. And, yeah, they're pretty good. Unfortunately, they become just a little bit outdated, so it's kind of hard to use them now, especially since Nintendo's kind of dropped support for them. Except for one game for the Wii U, which is the new Smash Brothers, which is probably why some of you guys are watching this video. Unfortunately, the first-party ones have kind of disappeared, it seems. They've been eaten up by the market, and apparently Nintendo's taking their time to create a new batch. They're not discontinuing them, just like to deny rumors, but they are in a bit of trouble right now because you know, the holiday season's come up, and they've kind of rapidly run out of stock. As well as on the market side, the third-party market, prices are being shot up for the new models, and they're not even making the wireless ones. So that's... what are you gonna do now? Like, I mean, you could just buy a wireless one, but they're much more expensive. And you're gonna have to... you could get a Japanese one, which... it's a all-white controller. In fact, I'll show you it right now. There we go. I totally didn't run downstairs to get it and forget it. I am totally not professional at all. Anyway, now, I actually got this from Japan, shipped via Amazon. It was free because I have Prime, but a lot of you probably don't. And some, like, local game stores might have this, and they might have shipped it from there, but they're probably gonna charge you some extra fees because they imported it. So what's a guy to do? I mean, and besides, this doesn't even have the Smash logo on the top, so just feels like you should just wait for and get another one. But what if you want to play games now and you maybe want something that's a little different, or you just want a similar GameCube controller without having to jump through hoops? Well, there are a couple options, and we're about to show you them, that you can get new, that are not totally awful. So here's one that's kind of awful. Love how we dropped that. It's the GameStop GameCube controller. Ugh. Well, the best thing I can say about this is that the control stick doesn't make me want to kill myself, and it has the GameCube plug, so you can use it on your GameCube. I should also mention that at the time of recording, the adapters are pretty expensive. There is a adapter you can get called the Mayflash GameCube adapter, which plugs into a Wiimote, so you'll have even more wires, but cable's nice and lengthy for what you're going to try to do. But yeah, these are actually like 30 bucks on Amazon now. They were supposed to be like, they used to be like 15 or 18, and I guess because they ran out of those multi adapters, they jumped up in price. But these things actually work with basically any game that supports the classic controller, and you can use this with it. So if you want to like put all your Wii games back onto your Wii U, all your download games and all your saves, you can still keep playing them because the Wii U doesn't have GameCube ports. So yeah, back to the controller. So triggers, analog, decent start. A little bit thin, but they get the job done all right. A little grindy sounds. The Z button is pretty terrible. It's like pretty small, pretty thin, doesn't feel right. Turbo button, which is, it works. So that's the one good plus about this. That's the plus about a lot of GameCube third-party controllers, is that, I mean, they work crap, but at least they had turbo, so you can at least beat some of the games and it would make up for the awful build quality. D-pad is about on par with the original GameCube controller, which was pretty meh. C-stick kind of gets stuck sometimes, but other than that, it's half decent at best. A and B buttons, a little bit stiff. X and Y can kind of like push into your fingers, very short, very thin, and the control stick is meh. It's like a lot of rattling because it doesn't have a lot of travel, but it's and start and pause, whatever, is just well, who cares? But it feels a little bit better. It's a little bit bigger than the original. Comfort in total, it's a bit small. Like, just how it's designed, like, look like these things right here that hold the analog, the C-stick and the D-pad are kind of pushed in a bit. and they're a bit bigger, so it's a little thicker, and it can be, I think with people with big hands, like my hands are pretty small, but some people with big hands might absolutely hate this thing. So yeah, it's 15 bucks new, probably the cheapest controller you can get new for the GameCube ever, so there's that. Then we move on. Now this is actually made by PDP, which brings us to another one made again by PDP. That's the GameStop logoed one. This is the I don't even know how they made it a little bit better and then a little bit worse. So sorry, I hit my camera. The analog triggers are just like anchored in there. So it's like you don't got that. You kind of have to like really like push down. Like you can't really use your fingers as well. You have to like push down with the sides, the middles of your fingers. It's just, if you want to hold on to the problem. It's still very thick. It feels like it's sort of like a hybrid between the Pro Controller and the GameCube controller, but none of the good of either. The analog sticks are alright, but I wouldn't really play them with Smash. I would more likely play them for a platformer, so at least it has that. A, B buttons, which feel a lot better. X and Y, which feel very similar. The clicks are a little bit better. Now, I should also mention, I forgot, this is a classic controller plug, so it will work with classic controller games. So that's nice. Minus, plus, and home feel alright. D-pad is a lot better. In fact, it's probably better than the original GameCube controller, but the original GameCube controller, though, that's not saying much because that one was terrible. This thing is about 25 bucks. It's decent. Not terrible if you want to save 5 bucks or if you can't wait. Now, where we get to the good stuff. It's the last controller we're going to look at. It is the Hori Luigi brand controller. There's actually a Pikachu one in Japan. There's a Mario one that came out. This one is pretty good. It's very, very close. There's not a lot of resistance on the control stick. That's pretty much all I have to say negative. And also, it doesn't have analog triggers. Let's just plug again. So, I mean, it doesn't have the analog triggers, but that's fine because I don't think any Wii games or Wii U games use analog triggers. That's good. Unless it's like for a specific peripheral. But anyway, A/B buttons, X, Y feel almost identical to the original game controller. C-stick is great. D-pad doesn't cut into your hands because the original, yeah, let's get that back. It has this little, you can feel the arrows a little bit more. This one you can't really do that, so you can't really feel it. So that's nice. Sorry, lost my train of thought. It has the full set of buttons, so you can play most of the Wii titles, I believe. Also, I got it. Sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned this. These are not clickable at all. Neither are these. So, and I believe the Classic Controller Pro allows you to click them. So that's unfortunate. And even if they didn't like it, they could have at least let you do that and maybe given you like a separate, like a secondary plug or just something that allows you to use this like as a Pro Controller if they let you click the sticks. Unfortunately, that's not the case here. It also has turbo, which is nice. I don't know if something like that can get you banned from Smash. It might. Don't take any of my word for it. It might not. Also, I should really have had this out. For this one specifically, because the other one you can easily tell doesn't look, it doesn't really feel like a game controller. This one comes very close. Like, this one I can really like wrap my fingers around and really grip it. This one, not so much. It's like, it's really hard to notice, especially on the camera, but it's just a little bit thicker and just a little bit closed on the sides, like just enough for it to be like, ah! Like if you're like being like oh, this GameCube controller is not perfect towards the original. It is so many flaws in that it can't. No, it's fine, but like it just has this slight little thickness to it that makes it a little bit more difficult to wrap your hands around and really grip it without like feeling like this part right up here as I flip you all off. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, generally good tactile feel. 30 bucks online, or I believe in a shop. Get this controller if you want something with turbo, something third-party-ish with one of these plugs for more compatibility without having to get a May flash, because it's really great. Alright guys, my next video is probably going to be on the actual line of controllers, comparing the new to the old, because I do hear that the new ones do have some different like types of plastic. I mean, obviously it's going to be different because it's like the originals were made many years ago, but we're going to judge to see which ones are better, like this one, the wireless ones, or which one's the better value. As soon as I can get one, if the third-party sellers stop jacking the prices up, and if Nintendo starts actually making them again. God. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.